Thank you for rejoining. Again, like when you go to API, you saw like we have published one with the app service based API, and we also published serverless based API. So all the APIs are published. And again, like when you testing any API, you need to be careful. For example, in my case, this um, always it shows me 200 okay because my subscription key is attached to this. So every time you publish a API, you need to have a subscription key attached to that, and you can hand over to your third parties who is calling this API, so that you can control who is accessing what. Addition to that, you can also get some additional functionality like security method here, and diagnostics. You can generate application insight or Azure monitoring based monitoring. You can do this. And also in the design section, you can see like inbound policy and outbound policies are there, and backend policies. For example, if I try to add a inbound policies, where you see variety of controls available, in any company is trying to access this, if you know their egress point, that IP they are coming from, you can mention here only people are coming from this particular IPs are allowed. Anyone coming from outside of this IP range, they are not allowed. You can block them. And the similar way, like you have a variety of other controls, like you can limit the call rate, or you can attach your customs headers, um, cache response, all this variety of controls available to govern and manage your APIs. Other than this, I think the subscription here you might be seen like if you want to create a new subscription, you can add a new subscription here, and you can name it like this is for my retail API key.
Karthik, these subscriptions, are they charged separately?
No, this is actually a key you are generating. This is not our
Okay, this is not like a
main
subscription.
Azure subscription. This is a key you are generating for managing your APIs.
Okay.
Okay, I think for today's topic, like we create what we have done, just run through. Um, we got some sample.
Yeah, Karthik, one query before that.
Yeah,
Just see, API, as you said, we can create in .NET or Spring Boot Java.
yeah,
That's one, that is creation development. Once that is done, normally we have to deploy it in a container or a pod, right?
yeah,
So that is one element. And the second thing is what you showed as the API manager.
yeah. It is a management layer.
Yeah, this is the management layer. But
Yeah.
the deployment of this also happens in this layer itself, or it's separately done?
Once you have created, like your developers created APIs, which you
Hmm.
need to publish it for your third parties to consume.
Okay. That publishing is what probably what you where you deploy and then give the
Yeah,
endpoint, and then that endpoint is mapped in the API manager.
that's correct.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
I think I have. I'll take one example of this diagram. Copy. So if you see this, right, this architecture diagram here, you have your we'll take this up. Backend system has a Azure service based some APIs, SaaS service based some APIs, or your web service REST or SOAP. All these are backend APIs. So you developed in Java, .NET, Ruby on Rails, anything. So you just take any API you developed here, which is sitting here. But these APIs you want to publish to your consumer to access, what you need to do, you create a API management where you actually register your API and publish it. and your consumer come to the portal and see, okay, these are the APIs available for this particular banking industry or retail industry, and they take and access it. But sometimes this is only for developer portal, right? If the production purpose, you need to generate a subscription, you need to create, apply all the security layer for them to consume, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Karthik. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. The other one. What happened to this? It's still loading. Not bad. Okay, I think what I have done this for this API, I just taken some Microsoft sample, put it in our app service, and which I'm consuming here. Okay, so just to walk through today what we have done, I have created one app service based API and serverless based API, so two different APIs. Then I created my API management layer where I registered my APIs and I have tested. And also we have explored variety of security controls, governance control, how you can apply, like you can apply policies through browsers. You go to the portal and select your particular API and you can apply a policy, inbound and outbound policies, which can control your APIs. Also, we have tested how these APIs responding. In case you want to add a new verbs, you can add it. And the only one thing we have not seen here today is our developer portal for API, which is because it in the previous one I created is a consumption plan where I don't see a developer portal here. But once we have the developer portal, we can publish it. And another one, all the approved APIs, whatever you're selecting, you can publish as a product, like you can add as a product, which can be visible for your third parties. And you can also apply your APIs, policies, and subscription on the API management layer. Any question?
Karthik, I got a question.
Yes,
So
please.
this API, say, just trying to understand, I haven't done API before. So
Okay.
say, for example, in Amazon, if we search for a product, we get a list, right?
Yeah.
Is it like an API call?
Yes.
Or if you want to bank balance, if you want to see mobile app, if you want to check the balance, we click the balance button, we get the balance, right?
Yes.
So is it an
For
API
example,
call?
Yeah, it is API call. For example, I'll take example. I have application which is listing out all the British Airways services. Okay, the plane services. I want to know in my app. Actually, my app is all about social. In that app, I have a section where they can see all the available airlines today, all the airline services. So from my app, I have to call the airlines API to get that information to publish it, present in my application.
Okay, fine. Okay.
And same way, like if you take Amazon, in Amazon website, if you are looking for some particular product, that product behind the screen is calling a API to get that inventory and presenting to you in your screen.
Okay, fine. So API, so it can be like a simple database query.
Yeah.
And so the API will pass the question and the database query will return the answer that will
Yeah.
be presented in the web page, right?
Yeah, that's
In a
correct.
simple term. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
So these days in the microservice on serverless world, everything is like this example, serverless architecture. All these APIs we are building, the end user actually seeing Rideshare app, which has underlined they have multiple APIs. So this app is the one they are seeing. Behind the screen, you have everything is managed by serverless and APIs. And even if you go to like a microservice based architecture, previously you written a code where you have a variety of services in a single .NET method or separated. Now you are exposing into separate service. So it can be a separate API service, and you need some sort of API gateway to publish this, and end users can consume. So in the serverless and microservice world, you need this. You need to understand this API management layer.
Okay. Is there any like a small sample project in Microsoft website where we can just take a use case or something and
Yes.
just try to follow, so I can correlate the real-time use and all the components, how to use it?
This not one source product. This is the sample API. You can see to get like a 4 methods available in the get itself, inventory and product. So if you are calling this, you can see like the values what you are getting.
Okay.
The same one we are testing here. No, like if we go back, APIs. Retrieve the details of every product sold. Send. I need to have a parameter. So these are, it is all the sold product response I'm getting here. You can see
Yeah. Okay.
responded from the API. So this sample API, you can use it.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, if you don't
Okay,
have any
thank
more
you.
questions, probably like we can close the session today, and we can rejoin next week to see further API. If we have any more API topics to cover, then I will cover it in the next week. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next topic.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thanks, Karthik.
Thank you.